Consider this. The human body you are living in right now was designed by millions of years of evolution for a world that no longer exists, a world with no artificial light, no processed food, no chairs, no screens, no alarm clocks, no social media, no 24-hour news cycle, a world where you moved constantly, ate unpredictably, slept with the sun, and lived in close-knit communities of fewer than 150 people. That world is gone. And in its place, we have built something our biology has never encountered before and was never designed to handle. The result is not just discomfort. The result is a civilization-wide health crisis. Rising rates of anxiety, depression, obesity, autoimmune disease, infertility, chronic pain, addiction, and early death. In the wealthiest, most technologically advanced societies in human history. This is not bad luck. This is not weakness. This is a mismatch. And understanding that mismatch deeply, biologically, may be the most important thing you ever learn about your health. Most people approach health as a personal problem. I eat too much. I don't exercise enough. I'm too stressed. I need more willpower. This framing is not just unhelpful, it is factually incorrect. The explosion in chronic disease over the last 70 years cannot be explained by a sudden collapse in individual willpower. Humans have not become lazier, weaker, or less disciplined as a species. What has changed is the environment. In less than 3 generations, an evolutionary blink of an eye, we have transformed how we eat, how we move, how we sleep, how we socialize, how we experience light, how we process information, and how we understand our place in the world. Evolution operates on timescales of thousands to millions of years. Our biology has not caught up. It cannot catch up. Not in our lifetime. Not in our children's lifetime. We are, in the most literal biological sense, fish out of water. Highly sophisticated, deeply complex organisms running ancient software in a radically new environment. And the crashes are everywhere. Let's go through the specific mismatches, the places where modern life collides most violently with human biology. Mismatch. 1. Light for the entire history of our species. Until roughly 150 years ago, humans were exposed to one primary light source, the sun. Bright, full-spectrum light during the day. Darkness, or at most, firelight, at night. This light-dark cycle was the primary signal for virtually every circadian process in the human body. Sleep, hormone production, digestion, immune function, mood regulation, cell repair. Today, most people spend 90% of their waking hours indoors under artificial light that is too dim in the morning to set the circadian clock, and too bright at night to allow melatonin production. The biological consequence? A civilization with chronically disrupted circadian rhythms, worse sleep, dysregulated hormones, suppressed immune function, elevated cancer risk, worsening mood disorders. We have replaced the most fundamental environmental signal our biology ever relied upon, and replaced it with something our bodies interpret as constant biological confusion. Mismatch 2. Movement. Our ancestors did not exercise. They moved, constantly, varied, purposefully, hunting, gathering, building, walking an estimated 10 to 16 kilometers per day. The human body was not designed for stillness. Every major system, cardiovascular, lymphatic, musculoskeletal, neurological, depends on regular movement to function correctly. The average modern office worker sits for 9 to 11 hours per day. This is not laziness. This is the structural reality of modern work. But the biological consequence is devastating. Reduced cardiovascular function, impaired lymphatic drainage, muscle atrophy, insulin resistance, chronic inflammation, and, critically, reduced BDNF production in the brain, which accelerates cognitive decline. Sitting is not a neutral state. It is an active stressor on systems designed to be in motion. Mismatch 3. Food. For 99.9% of human evolutionary history, humans ate whole, unprocessed foods. Foods that were nutritionally complex, fiber-rich, and required significant metabolic effort to digest. In the last century, ultra-processed food has gone from a rarity to the majority of calories consumed in developed nations. These products, engineered to be hyperpalatable, calorie-dense, and fiber-free, exploit ancient biological systems designed to seek out rare, high-calorie foods in a world of scarcity. The result is predictable. When you engineer a food to maximally activate the brain's reward circuitry, without providing the fiber, protein, and micronutrients that signal satiety, you produce compulsive overconsumption. Not because people lack discipline, because the food was designed to override discipline. Add to this the destruction of the gut microbiome, which evolved over millions of years alongside a diet rich in diverse plant fibers. And you have a primary driver of the autoimmune epidemic, the mental health crisis, and the metabolic disease explosion. Mismatch 4. Social connection. Humans evolved as intensely social animals. For the vast majority of our existence, isolation from the group meant death. The brain evolved to treat loneliness as a biological emergency, releasing stress hormones, activating inflammatory pathways, and disrupting sleep, to motivate the individual to re-engage with their community. Today, record numbers of people report having no close friends. Social media provides the simulation of connection, the appearance of a tribe, without the neurological benefits of genuine physical proximity, touch, and shared experience. The result: chronic activation of loneliness circuitry in a species that interprets isolation as life-threatening, elevated cortisol, systemic inflammation, accelerated aging, dramatically increased risk of early death, with some studies showing loneliness carries the same mortality risk as smoking 15 cigarettes per day. Mismatch 5. Cognitive overload. The ancestral human brain processed information relevant to a small geographic area and a small social group. Threats were local. Information was limited. The nervous system had regular periods of genuine rest, not screen-based distraction, but actual sensory quiet. Today, the average person is exposed to more information in a single day than a medieval peasant encountered in a lifetime. The nervous system, designed to process local, manageable information, is running at permanent overcapacity. The result is a population that is chronically mentally exhausted, emotionally dysregulated, and increasingly unable to sustain the kind of deep, focused thought that produces meaning, creativity, and genuine satisfaction. You feel this every day, even if you've never had the words for it. The exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix, the anxiety that has no clear cause, the hunger that returns an hour after eating, the loneliness in a city of millions, the inability to sit quietly without reaching for a screen, the sense that something is missing, some fundamental quality of experience that you cannot name. These are not symptoms of personal failure. They are the predictable biological outputs of an organism living in radical misalignment with its evolutionary design. And recognizing that changes everything. Because once you understand that the environment is the problem, you stop blaming yourself, and you start changing the environment. You cannot opt out of the modern world, but you can deliberately reintroduce the biological inputs your body was designed to receive. Think of it as environmental medicine, curating your immediate environment to more closely match the conditions your biology expects. Reintroduction 1. Light discipline. Get bright, natural light in your eyes within the first hour of waking. Dim your environment aggressively after sunset. Use warm, low lighting in the evening. This single intervention restores the foundational circadian signal that regulates sleep, hormones, mood, and immune function. It costs nothing. It requires only intention. Reintroduction 2. Non-negotiable movement. Your body needs to move every day, not necessarily intensely, but consistently. Break up sitting with standing, walking, or stretching every 45 to 60 minutes. Take a daily walk outdoors. Add 2 strength sessions per week. Treat movement not as optional exercise, but as biological maintenance, like eating or sleeping. Reintroduction. 3. Real food, replace ultra-processed food with whole food. Not perfectly, not immediately, but progressively. Every meal that contains real protein, fiber, and micronutrients is a meal that supports your microbiome, regulates your blood sugar, and respects the biological systems that evolved alongside that food. Your cravings will change. Your hunger signals will normalize. Your energy will stabilize. Reintroduction. 4. Genuine human connection. Prioritize in-person connection over digital connection. Schedule it, protect it, call instead of text, meet instead of message. Your nervous system is designed to co-regulate with other nervous systems through eye contact, shared physical space, and touch. No amount of social media can replicate what an hour with a genuine friend does for your biology. The modern world is extraordinary. It has eliminated diseases, extended lifespans, connected humanity, and produced levels of material comfort unimaginable to any previous generation. And it is making us sick, not because progress is bad, but because progress moved faster than biology. You did not choose to be born into this mismatch, but you can choose to understand it. And you can choose, deliberately, imperfectly, progressively, to give your body more of what it was actually built for. Light, movement, real food, genuine connection, quiet. These are not lifestyle upgrades. They are biological necessities, and in the modern world, accessing them requires intention. If this video made something click, share it with someone who has been blaming themselves for struggles that are not their fault, and subscribe to Vital Drift. This is what we do every week. Decode the mismatch between modern life and human biology, and give you the tools to close the gap. See you in the next one.